Hello and welcome back to Sammy's DIY Workshop. In this week's video, I'm going to be restoring this Bassett tallboy dresser that I found on Facebook Marketplace for $80. Now, this is a little bit more expensive than I typically spend on pieces, but I saw it, I knew it was going to be a quick flip, and that's exactly what it was. So I jumped right in, removing the hardware. I'm going to use that again in the end, so I set it aside for now, and I got right to sanding. Since I'm restoring this piece, I wanted to remove all the original stain so I can restain it in the end. To do that, I started off here with 100 grit sandpaper and went over the entire surface. After sanding, there was an area that needed some repair. The bottom corner of this dresser had some damage to it, so I mixed up some Bondo, put some tape on it to make sure my edge was nice and smooth, and then I let that dry while I finished the detail sanding. I went in again with 100 grit sandpaper here and just completed that by hand. It's not shown in the video here, but I did end up going over everything with a 220 grit sandpaper to smooth the surface. After that was done, I could go ahead and wipe everything down to make sure I get all of the dust off. For this piece, I really loved the natural wood tones it gave, so I decided to go in with a wipe-on poly. Once I let this sit, I didn't really like the red tones that it was bringing out, so I let it sit for a while longer, came back, and I noticed that there was some areas that the previous stain was showing through. I could not get this to go away with sanding, so my next idea was to apply a lighter stain to the whole piece. This would not only blend those splotchy areas, but it would also tone down the red tones that I wasn't liking. I was really pleased with the look once I went in with that lighter stain, so this meant it was time for sealing. I went in with a water-based polyurethane spray in a satin finish. When I use this, I feel like I don't get an even spray no matter how it's applied, so I just spray it all over my piece and then I go in with a paintbrush to smooth everything over. For this piece, I was keeping the original hardware. I was so pleased that all the hardware pieces were there and they were all intact, but what they did need was a good clean. They were pretty grimy and dingy, so I soaked them for a while, brought them to a boil with 1 part vinegar and 1 part water. After that, I let them sit and then gave them a good scrub using an old toothbrush and some Barkeeper's Friend. This just helps get off any of that old grime and it really brings them back to life. I'll show you here in just a second a before and after, and it's a drastic change. Since I ended up filling the damaged veneer areas with Bondo, I now needed to go in and touch that up with my paint touch-up kit so I could blend it with the existing wood grain. Finally, the last step, I'm putting the hardware back on this piece. This is my favorite part. I'm able to see the piece come together, and I am super pleased with the way it turned out. I really enjoyed restoring this piece, and I feel like I was able to bring it back to its original glory and love how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you like wood pieces like this one, or would you rather see painted pieces of furniture? Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys next week.